Ladies and gentlemen, let us take a moment to reflect on the essence of our existence and the pursuit of success. We are all seekers, searchers of purpose, meaning, and accomplishment. Yet, despite the vastness of the world around us, it seems that many of us remain within the safety of familiar territory, too hesitant to step into the unknown. This hesitation, though born from a desire to protect oneself, is often the very thing that keeps us from realizing our full potential. We must understand, as unsettling as it may sound, that success is not found within the comfortable boundaries we create for ourselves. It is found beyond those limits, in the realm of risk and boldness. We are often taught that success is a reward granted to those who follow the prescribed paths, who act within the realm of certainty, and who avoid unnecessary danger. Yet there is a profound truth that we must come to terms with. Without risk, there is no reward. It is the willingness to take that step into the unknown, to face the uncertainties of life head-on, that separates those who achieve greatness from those who merely dream of it. Consider, if you will, the great accomplishments of history. The towering achievements of individuals and civilizations were not built by those who were content with the status quo, but by those who dared to venture beyond it. The artist who risks their reputation for a new creation. The inventor who risks ridicule in pursuit of innovation. The entrepreneur who risks everything for an idea. They all embody the spirit of boldness. They teach us that the pursuit of success demands courage. Not the kind of courage that is absent of fear, but the courage that is born from the understanding that failure is not a mark of shame, but a step toward greater triumph. It is easy to see why we might be tempted to avoid risk. The fear of failure can be paralyzing, and the consequences of failure can seem insurmountable. Yet, we must ask ourselves, what is the alternative? To play it safe is to resign oneself to mediocrity, to accept a life of quiet desperation, where we wonder what could have been. The cost of such an existence is far greater than the temporary discomfort of failure. For what is life if not the opportunity to test the limits of our potential, to stretch beyond what we know and understand? Boldness, therefore, is not recklessness. It is the willingness to act in the face of uncertainty, to take calculated steps into the unknown, armed with the understanding that even failure can teach us valuable lessons. The truly bold person is not someone who is free from fear, but someone who has learned how to move forward despite fear, who understands that each risk taken is a chance to grow, learn, and ultimately succeed. Here, embracing risk as a necessary component of growth. Success is often perceived as something that comes after following a clear, safe path. We look at those who have made significant achievements and see their success as a result of hard work, discipline, and careful planning. While these elements are undoubtedly important, there is another, less visible factor at play: the willingness to embrace risk. Risk is frequently seen as a negative force, something to be avoided at all costs. However, the very nature of growth, both personal and professional, depends on our ability to step outside of our comfort zones and face the uncertainties of life. Without risk, there is little opportunity for progress or true innovation. At its core, growth demands change, and change is inherently uncertain. If we are to grow, whether in our personal lives, careers, or relationships, we must embrace the idea that stepping into the unknown is often the only way forward. It is within that uncertainty that we uncover new possibilities, new opportunities, and new versions of ourselves. The process of growth is not linear, nor is it free of discomfort. It often requires us to face fears, challenge long-held beliefs, and take actions that are not guaranteed to succeed. These risks, though daunting, are the crucible in which growth is forged. They are essential, for it is through failure and challenge that we learn resilience, adaptability, and the wisdom that comes from experience. In the realm of personal growth, many individuals find themselves at a crossroads where the fear of failure keeps them stuck. The desire for safety and certainty can be paralyzing, leading to inaction. People may delay pursuing their dreams, putting off important decisions, or settling for a life that feels comfortable but unfulfilling. In such cases, risk becomes a barrier, a mountain too high to climb. However, this mindset fails to recognize that the greatest risks often lead to the most significant rewards. The decision to take risks is not one that should be made lightly, but it should be made with the understanding that growth, in its truest form, demands it. To remain static in a comfortable, risk-free existence is to deny oneself the chance to experience life in its fullest potential. Taking risks does not mean acting without thought or preparation. It does not call for reckless abandon, but rather for calculated courage. True risk is not about being careless or foolhardy, but about understanding the stakes and deciding that the potential for growth outweighs the fear of failure. It is about acknowledging that the future, in all its unpredictability, holds far greater potential than the present, no matter how comfortable it may seem. Each risk we take has the power to teach us valuable lessons, whether we succeed or fail. Success is not always measured in the outcome, but in the journey, the new skills gained, the wisdom earned, and the courage developed. Consider the example of entrepreneurs, many of whom risk financial ruin, social status, and personal well-being in the pursuit of their vision. The majority of businesses start with little more than an idea and the willingness to take risks. These individuals could have chosen the safer path to avoid the strain and uncertainty of building something new, but they did not. They understood that without risk there would be no reward, and even if their ventures failed, they knew that the experience would offer them something invaluable, a greater understanding of what it takes to succeed and the resilience to try again. Failure in this sense becomes an essential part of the process, not an indication of defeat, but a stepping stone toward eventual success. The same principle applies to personal growth. Many individuals avoid stepping into new environments, taking on new challenges, or pursuing new relationships because of fear. The fear of making mistakes, of being judged, or of not measuring up. Yet, it is through these very experiences that we grow. To choose to stay in a place of safety is to miss out on the vast array of opportunities that exist just beyond our current understanding. Growth requires us to take risks with our time, our energy, and our resources, and perhaps even with our hearts. It requires us to confront the discomfort of being a beginner, of being unsure, and of not knowing exactly what will happen next. Risk, therefore, is not something to be feared, but something to be embraced. It is the soil in which the seeds of growth are planted, and the fire that forges the strength to grow. Those who grow the most are often those who risk the most, not because they are fearless, but because they recognize that risk is not an enemy to be avoided, but a companion in the journey toward greatness. The fear of failure may never fully go away, but by consistently stepping into risk, we teach ourselves to face fear with courage and resolve. Each step outside of our comfort zone is a victory, and each lesson learned, whether through success or failure, brings us closer to becoming the individuals we are meant to be. To find and live that life that you are meant to live. The perils of playing it safe. Living in the realm of safety and avoiding risk may seem like the wisest choice in theory, but in practice it often leads to a life of stagnation and unfulfilled potential. Many individuals, when faced with a significant choice or opportunity, opt for the secure route, the one with fewer challenges, fewer unknowns, and fewer chances of failure. This desire for safety can lead us to live lives that, while free from immediate risks, are devoid of the growth, excitement, and achievements that come from pushing ourselves beyond the familiar. It is a choice that might appear sensible at first glance, but over time, it becomes evident that the true cost of playing it safe is far greater than the temporary comfort it provides. The most immediate consequence of playing it safe is that it restricts personal growth. Without risk, we are not forced to confront the challenges and uncertainties that shape us into stronger, more capable individuals. When we choose the predictable path, we deny ourselves the opportunity to discover what we are truly capable of. Growth occurs when we step into situations where we are not entirely sure of the outcome, where we push our limits and stretch our boundaries. These moments of discomfort are the very experiences that shape us into more resilient, adaptable, and resourceful people. By avoiding risk, we also avoid the very experiences that allow us to reach our full potential. This aversion to risk also often leads to a life of complacency. When we become too comfortable in our routines, too accustomed to the familiar, we lose the drive to seek out new challenges or experiences. Complacency can be a silent killer of ambition, for it convinces us that the current state of affairs is sufficient, even if it does not bring us fulfillment or growth. The longer we stay within our comfort zones, the harder it becomes to step outside them. The comfort zone becomes a trap, and the fear of venturing beyond it paralyzes us. What was once a safe and predictable existence becomes a cage, preventing us from reaching for the things that could truly bring us satisfaction and success. Playing it safe often results in missed opportunities. Opportunities are often born out of situations that require us to take risks, whether it is taking on a new job, moving to a new place, starting a new project, or making a change in our personal lives. These opportunities are not always guaranteed to lead to success, but they offer the potential for something greater than the ordinary. By avoiding risk, we also avoid the chance to experience new horizons. The world is full of untapped potential, and those who avoid risk never see what might have been. The longer we stay in our safe zone, the more opportunities pass us by. Opportunities that could have changed the course of our lives in ways we cannot even imagine. The fear of failure that keeps us playing it safe is often rooted in a misunderstanding of what failure truly is. Many people view failure as a permanent setback, a mark of their inadequacy. This belief stems from a limited understanding of failure, one that equates it with the end rather than the beginning of growth. Failure is not the opposite of success, but rather a stepping stone toward it. Those who avoid risk out of fear of failure are missing the very lessons that failure can teach. Every successful individual, no matter their field, has faced failure at some point. The difference between those who succeed and those who remain stagnant is not the absence of failure, but the willingness to embrace it and learn from it. Avoiding risk often leads to regret. As people age, they tend to reflect on their lives and the choices they made. Many regret not taking more chances, not stepping outside of their comfort zones, and not pursuing their dreams. The regrets of missed opportunities, of staying in safe but unfulfilling situations, often outweigh the fear of failure that initially kept them from taking action. Regret is a heavy burden to carry, and it is one that arises when we realize that we played it safe at the cost of our dreams. Playing it safe may prevent us from making mistakes, but it also prevents us from making memories, experiencing new things, and achieving greatness. Playing it safe often limits the impact we can have on others. Those who take risks, who venture into the unknown, often inspire others to do the same. It is through bold actions and taking chances that we lead by example and show others that it is possible to overcome fear and doubt. If we only play it safe, we miss the opportunity to inspire those around us, to break free from their own limitations. Leaders, innovators, and change makers are often those who refuse to play it safe, who understand that their actions, no matter how risky, can spark transformation in others. By staying within our own boundaries, we deny the world the opportunity to benefit from our unique contributions. Playing it safe keeps us tethered to the familiar, stifling our potential and preventing us from experiencing the fullness of life. The very essence of human existence is change and growth, and these things are impossible without risk. The pursuit of success, fulfillment, and purpose demands that we take risks, face challenges head-on, and embrace the unknown. It is through these actions that we carve out our place in the world and achieve the greatness we are capable of. To play it safe is to deny ourselves the chance to fully live, to fully become who we were meant to be. In the end, the cost of playing it safe is far greater than the price of taking risks. The wisdom in bold action. Boldness is often misunderstood as recklessness or impulsivity. However, true boldness is not about acting without consideration or disregarding the potential consequences of our actions. It is about making calculated decisions in the face of uncertainty and choosing to move forward despite the fear of the unknown. Boldness is grounded in the wisdom of understanding that success is not handed to us on a silver platter. It is something we must actively pursue. The courage to act boldly comes from the recognition that to achieve something greater than ourselves, we must be willing to venture into the unknown and face challenges head-on. Bold action requires a clear vision, determination, and an unwavering belief that the risks involved are worth taking. The first aspect of boldness is its foundation in purpose. Bold actions are not taken on a whim. They are born out of a deep understanding of one's goals and values. When we act with purpose, we are more likely to take risks that align with our greater vision, and we are less likely to be swayed by fear or doubt. Purpose serves as the anchor that keeps us grounded, even when the waters of uncertainty threaten to overwhelm us. Boldness without purpose is indeed recklessness. But boldness that is driven by a clear sense of purpose becomes a powerful force for change. It is the difference between taking a risk for the sake of excitement and taking a risk because it is aligned with a long-term goal that is meaningful and significant. And, in addition to purpose, boldness is also informed by preparation. True boldness is not the absence of fear, but the ability to face fear with preparedness. Bold action is calculated. It involves evaluating the risks, understanding the potential outcomes, and equipping oneself with the tools and knowledge necessary to succeed. Preparation does not eliminate the inherent uncertainty that comes with bold decisions, but it helps reduce the risks involved and increases the likelihood of success. Boldness, when paired with preparation, becomes a strategy rather than an impulsive leap of faith. It is the recognition that taking the time to prepare, to learn, and to equip oneself for the challenges ahead makes the journey of bold action less daunting and more achievable. Boldness is rooted in resilience. The path of bold action is rarely smooth, and setbacks are inevitable. What separates those who succeed from those who give up is the ability to bounce back from failure. Boldness is not just about taking risks. It is about embracing the inevitable obstacles that will arise and persevering through them. Resilience allows us to view failure not as the end of the road, but as a stepping stone, a lesson to be learned. Those who act boldly are often those who have faced rejection, criticism, and setbacks, but have learned to persist in the face of adversity. This resilience does not come from avoiding failure, but from accepting that failure is an integral part of the learning process and an opportunity to grow stronger. Bold action often requires a mindset shift. Many people are conditioned to avoid discomfort and seek stability, but true boldness involves reframing our understanding of discomfort. Discomfort is often seen as a sign that something is wrong, but in the context of bold action, it is a signal that we are pushing beyond our limits and stepping into new territory. It is through discomfort that growth occurs. Boldness, therefore, requires the ability to embrace discomfort and view it as a sign that we are on the right path. This mindset shift is essential for those who wish to act boldly, for it allows them to face challenges with a sense of excitement rather than fear. One of the most profound aspects of boldness is its impact on others. When we act boldly, we inspire those around us to do the same. Boldness has a ripple effect. It encourages others to step outside of their comfort zones and take risks in their own lives. Leaders, innovators, and change-makers are often those who lead by example, showing others what is possible when they are willing to act boldly. The ripple effect of boldness extends beyond the individual and into communities, organizations, and even entire societies. When one person takes a bold step, they inspire a collective movement of others who are also willing to challenge the status quo and push beyond their limitations. Boldness is not without its challenges. It is easy to succumb to fear and doubt, to listen to the voices of those who advise caution and safety. Yet the wisdom in bold action lies in the ability to recognize that fear is a natural part of the process, not something to be avoided. Boldness is not about eliminating fear. It is about learning how to manage it, to keep moving forward despite it. Every act of boldness requires an element of trust. The trust that the rewards of taking action will outweigh the risks. The trust that even in failure, there is something valuable to be learned. This trust is built over time through experiences of success and failure, and through the understanding that boldness leads to personal growth, no matter the outcome. The wisdom in bold action is that it pushes us to transcend our limitations and to realize that we are capable of much more than we often give ourselves credit for. Boldness teaches us to have faith in our abilities, to take calculated risks, and to persist even in the face of adversity. It is through boldness that we discover our true potential and unlock the doors to success, growth, and fulfillment. Bold action is not reckless. It is wise, calculated, and essential for anyone who seeks to live a life that is not merely ordinary, but extraordinary.